So the man was talking to his chiropractor. He was complaining to his chiropractor because there was some kind of an insurance or workers' comp screw up. And I was laying under one of those vibrating tables, and it was very cozy. And the whole vibration it just gave me a sense of calm. I enjoyed it. But the man and the chiropractor were in a terrible argument. The man was saying, here I am, a guy who thought, who thinks that John McCain and Mitt Romney would be wonderful choices to lead our country, and maybe, it would have been better if they beat Obama, but I still voted for Obama because I have such a liberal twinge. I said, it's the first black guy. And, it's not like in the baseball days. I don't think the country was ready for the first black president. Maybe I shouldn't even voted that way. The man said to the chiropractor, he said, it spurned all this kind of hatred, all this kind of attention and all this division. And maybe that's what gave rise to Trump. And Trump has been bad for the country because, he was good for the economy. He had a red hot good economy. And, there's a lot to be said, and he was very great for the elites and the corporations, but, he was very bad for division, overall division. You can't have the division. And maybe, but here I am. I'm a guy who voted for Obama just so he could see the first black president. And I probably wish I could have voted because I'm a little more conservative for Mitt Romney. I'm a Mitt Romney and a John McCain man. And I come in here and I'm just going to try to use my insurance. I hurt my back, on my job, but I hurt my back, I do a few hours of work for the county. And I was on the job for the county and I hurt my job. I came in here with my own insurance that I pay a fortune for. And I said, I need some chiropractic work on my back. And you said, oh, it happened at work? I said, yeah, I only work for the county like five hours a month. So I got to use my own. Anyways, it's my own insurance. I pay a fortune. I want to use it. I want to get some money back at the deal. And he said, oh, since it happened, since your receptionist said, since it happened at work, you have to go do a workers' comp claim. Then you come back. Then we'll treat you. And so that's what I did. And you as a guy who was always, I remember, the chiropractor was always the guy. The man told me, the man said the chiropractor was always the guy who was always touting how great John McCain would be and how good Mitt Romney would be and how we should never vote for Obama and how he always thought George W. Bush was such a great president. And then he was a big Trump man. But he's the one, as soon as I walk in there, he's saying, oh, we can't be responsible for ourselves and use our own insurance. We got to use the workers' comp. We got to lay back on the government. Why'd the chiropractor's assistant tell me I got to do a workers' comp claim? And that's what I was laying under the table. And the man says, the chiropractor, hey, why did your employee tell me I had to go do a workers' comp claim and get me involved with the government? Well, I thought you were a small government guy, a conservative guy. Now you put me on with the government and I'm getting screwed. They denied my claim for some horse manure reason. Now I come back and my insurance is denying my claim because they're saying it's a workers' comp deal. So I'm screwed and you're telling me I got to pay for the whole thing with no insurance and no workers' comp or no nothing. I got to pay out of the pocket? I mean, if I just did the insurance, it would have cost me maybe $300-$400 over the course of the treatments. Now, the 10 or 15 treatments I received, I owe you like $3,000. What are you, crazy? You're killing me. Also, you could get on the dole, so you could get with the government. And, I guess what? I mean, I'm the kind of a guy I'm a small government guy, too. That's why I said I pay myself. I'm responsible for myself. I got insurance. I pay a fortune for this insurance. I wanted to get a little bit of money back on the deal, And I'm the guy who voted for Obama, and I think it might have been a mistake because the country wasn't ready for Obama, and it kind of rose up to the Trump era. I think Obama led to Trump, and if we would have waited 30 more years, maybe we could have had a black president. Maybe it would have been like the major leagues, when Jackie Owens or whatever, the guy who came in number 42, when he broke the color barrier in baseball with the New York Dodgers. Or they became the L.A. Dodgers, I'm not sure. He broke the color barrier, I think, in 1952. It wasn't long. There was a bunch of other black guys in the league, We didn't just have one. They didn't just go, you broke it, okay, now, sit over there by yourself and don't have no friends. Nobody else is coming in with you. It was a very short period of time. They got a lot more black guys. It wasn't tons of black guys, but there was a lot more black guys coming, This president we had one black president, And they haven't had a sniff of another kind of a black guy to become president since. There's not 2 or 3 in the pipeline. There's not a couple of big names you got to watch out for. It was an isolated incident. It was a one-off. So maybe it was an early vote. That's all I'm thinking. Maybe that's an early vote. And the chiropractor said, yeah, it was an early vote. You should have stuck with McCain. And then I looked at him, I looked at him up from underneath the vibrating table, and I thought the man was going to smack him. He said, you turned a $300 bill into a $2,000 bill because you got screwing around with the government. And now you're giving me some shit? And that's how the story ended. The man was very mad. And I don't know if the man ever paid that bill, if they did some phony baloney thing so they could put it back under his insurance. But the man, he wasn't going to get workers' comp because that big government, once they shed you, they're not taking you back, believe me. But whatever, it's okay. It doesn't matter.